CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks so much for being with us on this Wednesday, February 4th. A weapons complaint yesterday near Timmins ended with the arrest of a 20-year-old man. The Crawford Street area in South Porcupine was closed until 11:30 last night as police investigated the complaint. Officers received a call about an assault involving a weapon. They executed a search warrant at a home and arrested the man and seized a pair of pellet guns. He is charged with assault with a weapon, theft, and several other offenses. OPP in Timmins also netting nearly $14,000 in illegal drugs yesterday in an unrelated case. Police executed a search warrant for a residence in Monteith where they found cocaine, cash, and drug paraphernalia. 2 people from Monteith were arrested and charged with trafficking. Shifting gears now to the weather, and it was on the cold side this morning. When is the warm-up coming? For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
A little bit of a variation in temperatures, and some of the people that I ran into at lunchtime are enjoying the sunny skies and the warmer temperatures. And of course, no complaints for today. People love their sunshine. They're sick and tired of the cloud and the flurries and the snow, but we've got a system moving into Northeastern Ontario, as you can see, courtesy of CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. We'll have more on that. That should affect us by about tomorrow night at supper time, ranging between 6 and 9. Some of the details coming up, Tony, in our 5-day forecast just minutes away. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. 7 charges have been laid against a 19-year-old woman in Wikwemikong over the weekend. Police responded to a report of a stolen car, but when they attempted to pull the vehicle over, the driver struck 2 police cruisers and sped off. The teen driver crashed in Manitowoc, where she attempted to flee on foot. Police arrested the young woman and found her to be impaired and on probation. 2 city councillors in North Bay are squabbling over the mandate and effectiveness of a committee. CTV's Eric Tashner gets both sides of the story.
Tanya Vraybosch is not holding back on how she feels about the City of North Bay's Community Safety and Wellbeing Committee.
Well, it is a joke, I think.
Vraybosch sits on the committee. At first, she says discussions were spirited and insightful, but the scope of the group has quickly narrowed.
They're doing the sunrise ceremony, they're doing the powwows, they're doing something else with Planet Youth, but they're not looking at the broader picture. We didn't want it to just focus on housing and homelessness. We wanted it to focus on municipal issues that were impacted by the health crisis.
An advisory group established in 2022, 16 community leaders from agencies like the Police Force, Health Unit, CMHA, city councillors, and other organizations would agree to meet quarterly and discuss safety and other well-being issues in the city. Vraybosch says the committee's intent was to gather as much information as possible and present one package to the province to highlight the overall cost when dealing with social disorder.
We keep saying it's the #1 priority, and we pat ourselves on the back saying that don't worry, we've increased the police services budget and we're doing these things on the side, but what are we really doing?
Committee chairperson and fellow city councillor Gary Gardner says the last meeting was in June 2025 to approve a revised version of the well-being plan. He's defending the work that is taking place behind the scenes.
Now we have security, we have outreach. Now it's a permanent fixture. We have the police foot patrols downtown. We don't need another meeting to discuss whether we need more security.
We have a chair right now that says that there's nothing on the agenda. There's lots to talk about, and for those of us that want to have those conversations, maybe that person needs to step down and give the chair up to somebody else.
You can have me resign, doesn't matter. The committee has done its job.
Vraybosch is now requesting a survey where residents can express their own safety concerns. Just last year, a community safety and well-being survey found just under 80% of respondents at one point felt unsafe in the city. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
The Timmins Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual Mayor's State of the City luncheon today. Michelle Boileau highlighted many of the key projects and says it's time for everyone to think big. CTV's Lydia Chubak has more.
Timmins Mayor Michelle Boileau addressed the local business community at the Chamber's annual Mayor's State of the City. And this year, she suggested it's time to set sights higher.
The message I really wanted to give to the community was that, this is the time to be thinking big. There are so many different stars that are aligning for us. And so the city's ready to start doing that. We have big plans, but we're going to need the help of the community to really be able to achieve them.
Boileau shared some of the key projects underway in the city, such as the Melrose Heights subdivision that will offer 241 residential lots and the construction of a new water tower in the city's east end. With all the city wants to accomplish, Boileau says the city doesn't have the capacity to do all the work on its own.
We're going to need to rely on our contractors, on our suppliers. Everyone's very busy, and so it's almost even a little heads up that, we're going to have work for all of you. This might be time to start thinking about growing, about expanding operations.
The Timmins Chamber of Commerce says an opportunity like the Mayor's State of the City gives the business community some perspective.
As you're going through your day-to-day, sometimes you're not always in the discussions as to what the priorities are for the municipality. I think this is a good time to be able to hear those, hear where the focus is, hear where the municipality is going and putting its efforts, and how as a community we're going to grow. And we heard today we need to walk as one, and I think more than ever we need to support each other through this growth.
The mayor's speech focused on the city's strengths and progress, with little mention of any challenges it's facing. The next municipal election is just 8 months away. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, we're off to the mouth of the Mishpacotton River. This live webcam is courtesy of the municipality of Wawa. It's -8 Celsius. We'll return in just a few minutes.
Your chance to win 5 at 5. Win a VIP experience for the Sudbury 5. That's all coming up on Thursday, February 19th. They'll be at home to Newfoundland. Game time 7 o'clock. Remember to enter online CTV Northern Ontario.ca for your chance to win 5 at the 5. Let's check out our forecast radar right now. We've got some snow moving into the picture by tomorrow. This is going to affect, the morning commute in some areas. No appreciable precipitation right now, but there will be a few centimeters, so I really can't give you a hard guess on the numbers, and then that system will move right through, affecting most of the Northeast and heading easterly. So again, we do have some precipitation depending on where you live. In some cases, going to be more than others. Wind chill waking up in Sudbury Nickel Belt, -23 tomorrow. Periods of snow on Friday, -5. Then it cools down, -17 Saturday, -11 Sunday, chance of snow. Chance of snow on Monday at -7 as it starts to warm up. So that seesaw effect in effect for the next couple of days. Sault Ste. Marie Algoma, wind chill -15 tomorrow, a couple of centimeters in the Sioux, your high of -4. Chance of snow on Friday at 60%, -4. Then it gets colder Saturday, -14. Sunny skies pretty well across the Northeast on Saturday with sunshine but colder temperatures. Sunday, chance of snow -7, -4 Monday with a 40% chance of snow. Meanwhile, Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, wind chill wake up is at -27 tomorrow. Periods of snow Friday, -8, -19 Saturday with the sunshine. Sunday, chance of snow -12, and the chance of snow once again Monday at -10. In Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, wind chill wake up is -24 tomorrow. Periods of snow -6 Friday, Saturday -18, sunny skies, warming up to -12 on Super Bowl Sunday. Chance of snow, and the chance of snow on Monday at -8. How about North Bay and West Nipissing? Wind chill wake up -26 for tomorrow. Some overcast conditions. Periods of snow on Friday -5, -18 Saturday. Loads of sunshine. Then warming up to the chance of snow Sunday. Low pressure system in effect. -12 your high. Then -8 on Monday with a 40% chance of snow. So Tony, if you want sunshine and colder temperatures, you'll get them on Saturday. That's pretty well the picture right across Northeastern Ontario. But in the interim, you've got some snow and you've got some warmer temperatures, a little bit of this, a little bit of that over the course of the next couple of days. Back to you.
Thanks, Rick. The Swakamuck Native Friendship Center in Sudbury recently made a donation to help homeless people keep warm. And as CTV's Alana Everson explains, the new accommodations are lifesavers.
These insulated ice huts dot Energy Court. They were recently donated to people living outdoors in the Energy Court encampment.
Our people are cold. They're suffering out there on the street, and there's quite a large number of Indigenous population there in the encampment, as well as non-Indigenous. But overall, it's homeless, right? The homeless is who we did it for.
Sarah is her street name, and she is living in one of the huts with her boyfriend. She says the insulated ice hut makes a big difference for warmth.
The cold's bad here, so yeah. You're gonna sleep out here, fall asleep out here on your own. You're gonna, with no blankets, even with blankets, the likelihood of you waking up is very slim. You warm it up for 5 minutes and it's good for hours. It's good. Keeps us warm for sure.
The Swakamock Indigenous Friendship Center has been helping the homeless for over 30 years. The latest initiative to distribute insulated ice huts was done with funding through Reaching Home dollars.
For us, we didn't necessarily need the spotlight, the limelight, right? Because it's all about the homeless. So we didn't want to take away from that. We don't want to take away from that.
Some of the people living in the ice huts tell us they call themselves fellow otters of the Pro Lodge Club and say they are extremely grateful for the donation.
When I saw the tents and they were really beat up and flimsy, right? And I just couldn't help, but we have to do something. So that was the only thing we can come up with. It's a temporary measure, mind you, but it was something we could do immediately.
Officials with the Swakamock Indigenous Friendship Center say they hope the temporary measure helps keep people warm until they get a place to call home. Alan Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Northeastern OPP are getting some special winter training this week. Officers from the region are participating in snowmobile training in preparation for Snowmobile Safety Week. They got a chance to learn navigation and operation techniques along with winter survival. That includes cold water exposure to teach officers how to rescue themselves in the event of going through the ice. Motorized Snowmobile Safety Week runs from February 9th to 16th. Rocks and Rings coming up on CTV News at 5. A program in Canada exposing youngsters to the sport of curling. And on this day, kids in Sudbury gave it a try. A Sudbury designer and former OHL player recently had the opportunity of a lifetime. He was chosen as the designer of the Great Canadian Jersey, a symbol of national unity ahead of the Olympic Winter Games. CTV's Lindsay Alec caught up with Cameron Lizotte today.
Cameron Lizotte is coming off the high of creating not one, but 5 patchwork jerseys that bring together pieces from across the country.
It was definitely a fun project, playing around with fabrics, and it was just super cool to see like places from all over Canada, people donating from everywhere, from Gander all the way from the Yukon, Northwest Territories. It was just super cool to like see these teams all come together on one jersey.
From beer leagues to Connor McDavid's minor league jersey, Lizotte says having his Nickel City Suns jersey as part of the project was a must.
It was just really cool and special to like have hockey still be such a big part of my art career as a designer. So it was, for me, the perfect project.
He says the initiative has provided exciting opportunities for the future.
I would hate to name drop yet, but I'm very, very excited about a legend that would like me to work on their memorabilia, which is really cool. Also, there's amazing people around the community that wants custom work.
Lizotte recently opened a studio in Sudbury, which will allow him to offer lessons, alterations, and repairs.
It's difficult to pursue something when you don't see all the results every day, right? But if you just keep at it for years on years, it'll pay off, just like how this project came about. It's just that only happens because I didn't give up on chasing my dreams.
Lizotte says he spent 2 weeks creating the project in Toronto with a team. And while he says he's grateful for the opportunity, Sudbury will always be his home. He says he dreams of one day having a fashion show at Science North. Lindsay Alec, CTV News, Sudbury.
Only one game in Northern hockey tonight. The Sioux Greyhounds are on the road to take on the Saginaw Spirit. Both teams are coming off tough losses to Eastern Conference teams over the weekend. Game time is 7:05. Children's winter sports are dominated by some well-known activities, but curlers in Sudbury are introducing kids to a new option. We throw to CTV's Madison Merrier for more.
Olympic curling has begun today, and Rocks and Rings is making it their mission to introduce the next Olympian to the sport.
It's really just to introduce the sport to a next generation. Our sport is dying off a bit, and we really want it to get back going as it's such an amazing sport.
There's 20 to 25,000 kids in Sudbury between the age of 5 and 18. And out of that whole group, there's less than 200 that curl in Sudbury. Less than 1%. And so there's a huge opportunity. It's affordable, etc.
About 12 schools in Sudbury will be using the indoor rocks, teaching around 2,000 students how to curl.
The key is to start curling when you're young. That's why we're intent on working with juniors in Sudbury.
Thought this was really fun, and I liked the sport. It was really interesting, and I hope to do it again soon.
The advantage is that it slides and you can get to knock other people, and I love knocking down people from the things.
Rocks and Rings was also working with Tracy Fleury, who has left Sudbury to curl at the Winter Olympic Games in Italy.
I think most people don't know that curling is an Olympic sport. It's not that popular, so when they do hear that even someone from Sudbury is going, it really hits close to home, and it's awesome to see, for sure.
Idlewild, Coppercliff, and Onaping Falls will be opening up their curling clubs free of charge on February 15th for children aged 6 to 12 to try curling on ice. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Good throw, Madison. He's an accomplished musician and also an author. When we return, we head to Attawapiskat and meet Adrian Sutherland. You're watching First at 5. He's a multi-talented entertainer from the far north. Adrian Sutherland is a musician and also an author. He released a new book entitled The Work of Our Hands. And Adrian now joins us from Attawapiskat. Hi there, Adrian.
Hey there.
So why did you decide to write this book?
Well, I think for me, what was probably most important was that I wanted to show Canadians a different dimension of Attawapiskat, where I grew up. Too often people, I think I've seen the decaying water system, the mold on the walls, and I just wanted to reveal a different dimension of this place where I grew up.
So tell us about life in the far north. Life is hard. Give us an example of the difficulty of living in Attawapiskat.
Well, I think people think of Attawapiskat as being behind, and I think in some ways, we are behind and from the rest of the world. But the reality is that people up here are very skilled. It takes a lot of knowledge and technical mastery to be required to live up here and live on the land. And I think people often overlook that, because they're too busy looking at other things, when they see the news about Attawapiskat. It's not just a zone of chaos. There's a stillness here that allows you to hear yourself. If you're in a big city, that's sometimes hard to experience, when you're in a big city.
In the book, you talk about doing what is right. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think for me, I've always felt like I think doing what is right. It means different things for people, but for me, it's always been about honoring, the people that came before me. My grandparents, my ancestors, honoring the people that are here today, the people that are in my life today, and the people that are still to come. And honoring those traditions. I think even though it's a difficult path sometimes to walk. There's many hardships up here. Obviously, we know the story of Attawapiskat, but there's also many beautiful things up here, and those two things I believe can coexist together. You can have a very tough life, but also have a very beautiful one.
Tell our viewers about your new album that was inspired by the book.
Absolutely. Something I've been working on for the last little while. I started writing for the new album about a year ago. and worked quite a bit on it this summer and fall as well, and I've been working on the songs the last little while. And it's something that was inspired by the book and the different things I talk about in the chapters of the book. They've sort of made their way onto this new album, and I'm really excited about it. You know, I worked really hard on it, and I'm excited with the people I'm working on the album with as well. It's going to be a great collaboration between myself and a couple others, and I can't wait to get it out and share it with the world.
Adrian, thanks so much for your time. It was great speaking with you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Adrian Sutherland was our guest. He joined us from Attawapiskat. And to see more of our authors and our Northern Book Club, head to our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. Our first community close-up is from Sudbury. Kim Davis-Sherratt sent us a series of videos of a wheelchair basketball game. She says it's great to see the players' commitment to the sport, and those players will be performing during halftime at a Sudbury 5 basketball game in March. To the greater Sudbury community of Coniston, Claire Ann Greco took this photograph on Monday. She says beautiful snow-covered evergreen trees in the Coniston Park. It may be cold, but the snow and trees highlight the beauty of nature. How true. Thanks, Claire Ann. And it's been a perfect winter for outdoor activities. Todd Rollins of Timiskaming, Quebec, sent us this picture. He says a great weekend of snowmobiling in Laniel, north of Timiskaming. Thanks so much, Todd. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And finally, a pampered pooch with a Toronto connection has won the world's most coveted show dog prize. Penny won Best in Show last night. The 4-year-old competed against 2,500 other dogs spanning more than 200 breeds. Her co-owner is Greg Chan of Toronto. He says Penny is very demanding and very smart, but is also a pleaser and will do anything for food. The winner gets a trophy, ribbons, and bragging rights. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.